Guys, it's Smalls and I'm back with another video. I do apologize that I haven't really been uploading regularly. I will try to do that for you all. I know that's really important to do and I don't want to let anybody down. I have tons more stories and a lot more opinions to express and everything like that. But really a real quick update regarding my levitating cookie jar story, which is actually kind of interesting. My sister posted a picture of her grandsons on her Facebook wall, which, like I said, my sister's quite a bit older than me, so that is how she has grandchildren. But anyway, an old friend who grew up with my sister on the same street had made mention out of nowhere that the old house that we lived in does not stay occupied for long, and that there's rumors that it's haunted, which is not a surprise to myself or my sister. So I'm gonna leave screenshots. I'm gonna black out the names and things like that, so to respect their privacy, but I will show you. And this lady was not really encouraged or manipulated or anything like that to even bring it up, so the fact that this was discussed out of nowhere is pretty intriguing. But I did want to do a story. I did want to do a story regarding a very weird event that I had experienced when I was about 12 or 13. I have 5 step-siblings, and the oldest of the 5 obviously moved out of the house first. And the house that she moved into was the same house that my stepmother grew up in, and it had stayed in the family for a while. And unfortunately, my stepmother's nephew had passed away very young in that house. I don't really know the specific details, and I'm not trying to defame him, because the stories that I've heard about this young man is that he was a very nice young man, but basically alcohol was involved, and he tragically passed away because of that, and I do believe that it was accidental. So anyway, the story kind of starts back to when she was actually moving in the house. I was very curious to see where my oldest step-sibling was going to be living, and we were pretty close, and I was really good friends with one of her friends. We just got along really well, and that was her roommate. Well, I had drawn her roommate a picture, and she told me to go ahead and go into her new room and hang it up. So I did that. I was really happy that she, wanted me to put this on her wall. It meant a lot to me. So I walk into this room, which was located at the front of the house, and as soon as I walk into this room, I just get this terrible feeling, and this sounds so cliche, but literally every hair on my body stood up. Like, I felt the hair on my neck stand up. And I had never experienced that. Like, I heard that on ghost shows and read that in books and things like that. But I had never experienced it. But it was unmistakable. So I pushed through it, and I walked all the way to the opposite wall of the door to hang up this picture. There was a cat picture or something hanging up on the wall. So I took that down, and I just hung up the picture that I had made her. And, like, how do I explain this? Being in that room felt like there was, like, a ton of bricks on me. Like, there was just this intense pressure and this feeling that I was being watched. I just knew that I was not alone in that room. So, I was still pretty young. Like I said, I was, like, 12 or 13. So, I come out of the room, like, happily, like, not going back in there, and I tell my stepsister's roommate that her room is haunted. I'm like, this place is haunted. I got weird feelings in there, you know, this is not good. Which she kind of laughed it off, I think. But fast forward like 2 or 3 months, the girl ends up moving out. She had really bad experiences in there. She told us that she woke up and couldn't move, which I guess could be sleep paralysis. That would probably make the most sense. But she had never experienced that in her life. And she too felt like she was always being watched in that room, so she moved out. And so that left my stepsister alone in that house all by herself, and she was very young. I think she was 18, maybe 19 at the time. So she invited me to come stay the night with her, and like I said, we were pretty close, so I was happy to do that. And we got to her house around maybe 9 o'clock at night. I had a backpack of a change of clothes for the next day, and we came in through the back door because there was parking in the back. And we walk through the kitchen and we go into the living room, and as soon as we come into the living room, a dress bag, which I think was probably a prom dress that was hanging up in her room in her closet, started moving by itself. So this dress in this bag starts moving by itself, and you can kind of see it because she had it hanging up on the door frame. So that was kind of weird, but you know, it could just be air, especially because we just came in the door, you know, whatever, trying to write it off. So we get to going to sleep early. I think she had to work in the morning, and I'm sleeping on the couch, which is really close to her room. And I finally fall asleep, even though I was scared from the last time, and I was very thankful that I wasn't in that room. So I wake up very early, like maybe 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 or 8, which is pretty early considering I didn't have to be up terribly early, to something crashing upstairs and the dog running down the stairs. She had a pit bull, and he was actually a pretty sweet dog. But basically what I heard was something crashing. It sounded like a box or something falling, and the dog running down the stairs. And then all of a sudden I hear something laugh. It was like a man laughing, which really, really freaked me out, because it was enough that the dog came crying and running down the stairs, but to hear a laughter of someone upstairs really, really, really freaked me out. So that was like the last time I went into that house, except to help her move out. And I didn't experience anything that time. But I did end up going into the upstairs when we were helping her move out, just to see what was up there. And there was a few boxes and things like that. It was a very small, I guess, attic area, really. The stairs to go up there were very steep and narrow. That really freaked me out for a very long time. And that was one of the first times that I had really experienced a spirit in that way, where I had like physical changes to my body, like physical sensations from that. Really, really freaked me out. And I'm sure if I asked her about it, she would tell me that she believes that it was haunted. She didn't want to stay there by herself, so she moved out pretty quickly. I do think that maybe it was the young man who passed away there, being that he passed away so quickly and unexpectedly. Maybe he didn't realize that he had truly passed over, or maybe he didn't have everything wrapped up in terms of his life, and because his life ended so quickly. I think that was the first time that I had heard a spirit. I guess you couldn't really call it a voice since they don't have vocal cords, but I definitely heard some laughter, and it definitely freaked me out. So let me know in the comments below if you have ever experienced anything like that, especially laughter or just a voice without a body. Real weird. But I'm going to make another video soon. I don't know what topic I'll do it on. I probably will do part 2 of Apartment 13. That's where I've had my scariest, most real face-to-face experiences. So I think that I'll discuss that then. But as always, I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a nice day.